Right, hello again everybody. So next video on this Ford Fiesta Mk5 ST is this little bit of an exhaust knock that it's got. So it seems to come from down in this sort of middle area somewhere. Well, that's where it sounds like it comes from, and you can hear it obviously when you're driving sometimes, as is usually the case with exhaust knocks. It's a bit intermittent. But you can also sometimes hear it when you're first starting the car up. So hopefully I'm going to hold the phone close down there and then start it up, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to hear it. And no. That's typical, isn't it? But anyway, you're going to have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. Yeah, it has got a knock that comes from down here somewhere. Sometimes you can hear it when you're driving it around sometimes, and also sometimes when you're starting the engine. Okay, so just to show you, I've got this car sort of driven up onto this slight ramp here, just to enable me to sort of squeeze underneath it and have a look. And as always, whenever you're doing anything like this, safety is very important. I've got the handbrake on, it's in gear. I got the that back wheel chocked as well. You know, don't ever do anything that's going to risk your safety when you're doing anything like this. So yeah, I'm just going to use this bit of cardboard to enable me to slide underneath there a bit more easily. And I think I'll probably stop filming here, get underneath it, and restart. Okay, so found the problem, I think, in the sense that as you can, if you look at, you've got this kind of like cross member type thing, or whatever you might call it. There's the exhaust, and look how close that's sitting to that cross member. Look, if I move the exhaust up and down, it knocks against there. So I mean, there's literally, you know, maybe like about 2 or 3 millimeters of gap there. So clearly that's not in the wrong place. That's clearly correct. I think the exhaust is obviously sitting low, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to have maybe 1 or 2 of those rubber hangers missing. So I'm not going to be able to film it and do it at the same time, but I'm just going to sort of like stop filming, have a good look. We'll find where that kind of missing hanger or hangers is, or anything else, and then I'll film what I find. Right, so checked all the hangers towards the middle part of the exhaust, and they're all fine. So I'm just at the back of the car now, near where the tailpipe is, as you can see. And straight away I think I found my problem. It's that there. Because look how perished that hanger there is. And obviously that's causing the exhaust to hang quite a bit lower than where it should be. So I'm pretty sure that once I replace that, that's going to sort out our problem. So I'm going to go ahead and either buy or order that, and in the next scene of the video we'll put that on and hopefully verify that it's fixed it. Right, so here's the replacement. I got this from GSF, and they had it in stock and only £2.50, so very pleased with that. So let's see if we can get the old one off and this one on whilst keeping you guys in shot. So I'll see how I get on with this. If I'm going to be struggling with it too much, I might need to take the phone out of the way and start again, but I'll give it a go whilst filming initially. Actually, I know what, if I take the top of this off first. Oh, by the way, these kind of twist on and off, as you just saw. This is hopefully going to make it a bit easier. Is it? Okay, I think I'm going to need to sort of get something to move the phone out of the way and sort of like, you know, be able to get a bit more leverage on it. So I'll stop filming here, but essentially you can see what I'm trying to do. I'll carry on, take this one off. It's basically got this like twist design at the top, and I'll come back when I got the new one on. Okay, so there's the new one on there. As you probably guessed, what was stopping the old one coming off was needing to get it past this sort of like bell bit at the end of the exhaust back box bracket. So what I did was I just kept applying pressure this way, whilst at the same time turning it around and around, and eventually it came off, and I put the new one on using the same technique in reverse basically. So that's the new one on there. So I'm now going to go and check that bit in the middle where I suspected it was banging onto that cross member, and see if it sort of lifted it up a bit. I'm almost certain that it will have done. Right, so I'm afraid I don't know how clear it's going to come out on camera, but I can tell, I can see like visually with my eyes that yeah, that part of the exhaust is definitely now sitting higher up above that cross member, probably only about sort of 5 or 6 millimeters higher, but I think that 5-6 millimeters is going to be the difference between it knocking and not knocking. I feel fairly confident about that. So anyway, so what I will of course do is, you know, like test drive the car and make sure it has actually stopped the knocking. If it hasn't, I will either not upload this video, or if I do upload it, obviously sort of add a bit to the end saying it didn't fix it or whatever. So if the video ends here, just please sort of assume that it has fixed it. So thank you for watching. Bye bye. Right, hello again everybody. So I was not expecting to be filming any more on this, but as promised in the previous clip, I took the car for a drive, and actually the knocking noise was still there. So I've had a closer look in this middle area near where this cross member is. Oops, no, cross member is there, isn't it? This way. So what I've actually found now is that actually this bracket here, where it's sort of welded onto the bodywork, there's a crack in the weld there. Now, if I try to move it up and down, you probably can see that moving. Do you see the whole bracket is moving there, where there's a crack in the weld there? So basically that's going to have to be welded, the car will need to go to a garage to do that, because I can't do welding unfortunately. So sorry not to be able to bring you the fix, but at least we've diagnosed exactly what the problem is. If you've got a similar knock on your car, you know, make sure you check this bracket basically. So thank you again for watching. Bye bye.